After a summer of public demands for more transparency from police and prosecutors, hours of body-worn camera footage released today in Jacksonville from the first 2 days of local protests following the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. As On Your Side's Haley Harrison found out today, some believe this is a step in the right direction to improving community-police relationships.
There are over 400 videos, so our On Your Side team has really only scratched the surface of what police body-worn camera footage captured during the local protests at the end of May. And although there was some violence on that first day, those arrested say they were peacefully protesting when they're taken into custody. And videos appear to bear that out.
What crime did I commit, please?
On May 30th and 31st, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office arrested dozens of protesters, charging them with unlawful assembly and holding them in jail overnight. Ultimately, local prosecutors chose not to prosecute 63 out of the 66 cases. And the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office paid $100,000 to settle a federal lawsuit filed by prosecutors alleging officers violated their civil rights.
Release the body cam.
Northside Coalition of Jacksonville President Ben Frazier has spearheaded local efforts to demand transparency from police and prosecutors. But even after the state attorney's office released hours of body-worn camera footage Tuesday, Frazier expressed frustration about the delay.
They're still beating around the mulberry bush when it comes down to releasing this body cam video of police interaction with the public.
Although he thinks such videos should be released faster, Frazier believes this can help foster more trust and accountability between officers and the community.
The camera don't lie.
Retired JSO detective Kim Varner agrees.
Because it holds everybody accountable, not just the officer, not just the citizen, but it holds both parties accountable. So when you have accountability, it's hard to argue. And then that within itself will help bring the community close together.
In Jacksonville, Haley Harrison, First Coast News, On Your Side.